All right, let's talk everything Browns with our Browns analyst, Reggie Rucker. We actually pulled him off the golf course, and you know how tough that is to do, to get him to come in here on a nice day. But you said you were getting tired of playing golf anyways, right?
I'm almost tired, man.
I can't believe
the weather's been so nice.
Not buying that for a minute. All right, Reg, we're almost a full week into this free agency period, and outside of the two signings with Frosty Rucker and Jaquay Parker, I mean, what are the Browns saying? I mean, should Browns fans be concerned that there has been, like, absolutely no movement, not towards a wide receiver, not towards anything?
Yeah. If you will allow me, first of all, to do one thing. Frosty Rucker is no relation to me, folks. He is not kin, okay? Now, since we've gotten that out of the way. You can't imagine how many calls I've gotten. Oh, we signed your relative of yours, your cousin. No, not at all.
He can't catch a ball.
No. Well, the natives are restless, Mike. There's so many people who have expected the Cleveland Browns to do something by now, and they haven't. And, you know, we'll talk about that a little later. I've got to tell you that in my experience with free agency over the years, in the National Football League, the best players go quickly. I mean, they don't hang around. I mean, teams have been doing their homework. They've been scouting. They understand what their cap numbers are. They know what they want to expend in terms of player salaries. So I would say, folks, we're not, don't expect the Cleveland Browns to do anything. I mean, they just aren't going to do anything. They're going to stick with the plan. The plan always has been to build this team in the draft. And I would think once they are at a point where they think they're solid in a lot of different areas and able to compete, then that one big name or big ticket free agent would probably be an option for them. But right now, I think they're sticking to their guns, and they're going to build through the draft.
And what does that say about this team? And you're right, the big names did go quick. The Vincent Jacksons, Colston re-signs. You go through like the top 8, they're gone.
Yes.
But I don't think Browns fans expected any one of the top 8 to be here. Let's be realistic. Middle of the pack wide receivers, guys that can fit in the salary. Those guys,
those
the
guys.
Bs, I would say. You know, the B-level guys that, you know, have experience, could make an impact. Even like a Mario Manningham was signed with the 49ers this weekend. Those are guys I think they expected. But what kind of message are they sending that who are you going to throw out there? Are we going to? We got Momass. Or we're going to go back with Josh Cribbs again. Greg Little being a second. Is that it? I mean, is that all that we're going to expect?
Well, I think also remember this: if you're a wide receiver, and wide receivers are premium today, because in terms of let's just look at it this way: in terms of the salary structure in the National Football League, running backs are 6th or 7th. Okay, wide receivers are 3. So what is the priority in terms of today's offense? Well, it's passing the football, and then, of course, if you're going to pass the football, you need people to catch it, people to make plays, people to get open. And the Cleveland Browns don't have those things and aren't a destination for free agents. Why? Look at the quarterback situation. I mean, wide receivers want to go where they, first of all, can further continue to develop their craft and to get better, to catch a lot of passes, catch a lot of touchdowns. And I don't think that's happening. Let me put it this way. Players who are looking at the Cleveland Browns offensively are thinking, that's not a place where I want to go, because they don't have a quarterback in place that's going to do the kinds of things that are going to get me where I want to go professionally.
And this all leads into where the Browns are going in the draft, Reg. They're kind of telling us without telling us, and if you're smart enough to figure it out, you don't really have to be a rocket scientist to figure out where they're going in the draft. You really think they're going to trade down these picks and stock up?
Well, I believe that now it's time to trade down, because RG3 didn't work. Now, once RG3 didn't work, I have to look at my positioning. I don't believe at number 4, either Blackman or Trent Richardson are value added for me at that point in time, and given where I am as a football team. So it makes sense to me if I've got a willing partner to back up. And what I'm looking for is I would trade first-round picks with that partner, and I'd be looking for a number 2. Here's what that does for us, Mike. That gives us 2 number 1s and 2 number 2s in this year's draft. And I believe that those are 4 new players that ought to come in and play day 1. This is the situation I think we find ourselves in. And if you had those 4 new starters, plus the addition of Frosty Rucker and Jaquay Parker, incidentally, I think that shores up the defensive front. You've already added 6 new starters.
So what do you do with your pick? If you trade down, what is the position of need, or do you wait to see who falls down there? But if you had your druthers, where would you go?
Good question. Position of need, offense. Anything that can run, anything that can catch, anything that looks like it can score points and make plays, I'm looking to put it on my team. Michael Floyd, the wide receiver from Notre Dame. Kendall Wright is a kid I really like. He played with RG3, can get his own shot, is good with the ball, can do his own thing. He's a kind of player that we don't have that I think we need to add. And I think, you know, and you know what? And also, I'd be looking at somebody like Jonathan Martin from Stanford, the outstanding All-America right tackle that would look real nice for the Cleveland Browns at right tackle for us.
Is Colt McCoy going to be the starting quarterback next year, even if they did draft a quarterback, and which is probably pretty likely they're going to do it somewhere in this draft coming up?
Well, based upon what's out there now and the options left, there's nothing out there that excites me over Colt right now. Perhaps Matt Hasselbeck. If Peyton Manning were to go to Tennessee, I'd be interested in that. Otherwise, I say, okay, now people have been saying this, oh, build around Colt McCoy. Well, look, if you built that football team around me now, I mean, you know, I could get it to playmakers. So it's not a legitimate excuse for Colt, but what I'm saying is he probably represents the best option going forward. And then if he does not prove himself, and this team does not get out of its own way, and they do not improve beyond those 6 wins that Mike Holmgren has been talking about, then you've got some options in next year's draft in Matt Barkley and Landry Jones.
Reg, how can the Browns reach out to these free agents and get them to love the city that we live in, the city that we love, the city that you came to play in? Why couldn't they tap into our greats like yourself and guys that have played here, that live here, and realize how special it is to play for the Cleveland Browns and be part of this community? Why can't they go that route? Why is it so tough?
Yeah, you make a great analogy. Had in 1975, when I was traded here, had I been a free agent and had the option to choose, I wouldn't have chosen here, because you didn't have a quarterback and you were losing. Now, free agents are thinking the same thing. That's the difficult part of it. It's the cart before the horse. These people, you've got to start a culture of winning here. You've got to make players want to come here. You've got to clean up all the crap. You've got to get all of you've got to give yourselves just a giant enema and get rid of all of the mess and get this thing started, get it tight, get it classy, get it to a point where football players want to come in here and win and restore the tradition. And I think that only happens, Mike, by starting with the quarterback position. You've got to get a face of the franchise. You've got to get a playmaker there. You've got to get someone there that represents everything that Cleveland Browns fans represent. And I think until you get that at quarterback, you're going to struggle.
It's sad, isn't it, Reg? I mean, really, that just everything that you said is right on the money, but it's sad that that is what has to happen. I know it's all about the money in free agency nowadays, and you know more than anybody how much these guys are making compared to what you guys made back in the day. It's just sad that that's what it's coming down to, and maybe some of Mario Manningham's words did ring true. The fact that, you know, the weather's terrible, we don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be like. And when was the last time they won anything? When was the last time they played in a meaningful game outside of that Steelers playoff game?
Which to some extent, and folks, this is perhaps a part of the strategy of what this organization is doing. They know that. And so attempting to bring someone here that either doesn't want to come here or you're going to overpay for, the fact is that you should probably go ahead and build this team through the draft, because those players you have rights to. There is a wage scale for rookies, so you don't have to pay them, overpay them anymore. And then you can build, if you believe in your system and you believe in your coaching, then you can develop those players. The only problem with that is, folks, the time that we've been waiting. And I know we're all tired of waiting. And for Mike Holmgren and for Mike Sherman, these people haven't been here that long, and so we're just trying to deal with this and kind of wait. Who knows how long it's going to take?
Reg, good stuff as always. Thanks for stopping. I think you can still catch the back nine at the club.
We got daylight. We got daylight until about 7:30, baby.
The way he plays, believe me, he's got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Browns analyst Reggie Rucker.